What's going on, guys? In this video, I want to show you how to create one of the easiest and most effective campaigns ever, the Facebook Page Likes campaign. Now, there are a bazillion and one different videos on YouTube that show you how to set campaigns like this up. But with all of the recent algorithm changes on Facebook, many of those page like campaign strategies are just out of date and simply ineffective. However, I recently found a way to leverage those algorithmic changes inside of my page likes campaign to generate insane results. I'm talking results as low as just 4 cents. Now, to be 100% transparent with you, I normally charge between $300 and $500 to set this up for my clients as a one-time fee. The only thing I ask in exchange is that you just drop a like on this video and subscribe to my channel. And if that sounds fair to you, let's get into this training. All right, guys, let's go ahead and build you a badass Facebook like and follow campaign. Now, this training, we're going to show you the technical how-to of setting this up step by step. But before I show you that, I want to talk about the why so that way you understand the how, right? So with Facebook and really any social media platform, everything is dictated by the algorithm. And the algorithm is what's going to decide whether or not your content will be shown to somebody or not. Which means it's very important that you work with the algorithm rather than against it. And that is what this is going to show you. First off, we're going to touch base about the different algorithmic changes, and then we're going to show you how we leverage this in our own content through the campaign to work with the algorithm and ultimately get incredibly cheap results that, of course, translate to authority and clients. Also, by the way, this document is linked below. So you're welcome to use it and reference it as often as you'd like. There are 6 algorithm changes that you really need to know about if you're going to be successful with really anything, whether it's organic or paid content, right? So you can dig into these more in depth on this document, but in short, these are the 6 most important algorithm changes. First is that there is a hyper focus on meaningful interactions. Facebook is prioritizing content that generates meaningful interactions. There's now a relevance score calculation where it basically calculates how relevant that content is and it ranks that content on a user's feed. So the more relevant that content could be to a particular user on Facebook, the more likely it is to land higher in the feed and actually get seen. All right. The next thing you need to know about the algorithm is that it can actually predict how much time a user is likely to spend on a post, which means Facebook is going to naturally prioritize posts or content that people will naturally stay on longer because they want the users to stay on the platform as long as possible. Because again, the longer they stay on the platform, the more engaged they are, the more ads they will get served, and ultimately the more money that Facebook and of course other social media platforms will make. All right. We also are getting ranked on the likelihood of engagement. Facebook wants people to engage on content. And so when the content is likely to elicit an engagement from the users, Facebook will also rank that higher and it'll show up on feeds more often. Facebook's also looking for typically a balanced mix of content types. So you're not just posting one type of content or another, you're just kind of mixing it up and keeping it fresh so that way their users can always be engaged. And then the final factor is the worthiness of a post. So this will be basically the virality of that post. Is it likely to go viral? Is it likely to be highly engaged with? Is it likely that people will share that post? These are the 6 most important factors right now that are going into the algorithm. These are what dictates whether or not your content will be successful on Facebook. Now, with that in mind, let's talk about how we're going to actually create a like and follow campaign that embodies these algorithmic updates, right? So first up, we need to figure out what the heck our asset is going to be. This is the most important part of the setup. It's finding that perfect creative that will just spark engagement and spread like wildfire on your social media. The secret sauce to this part is to simply make the asset as organic feeling as possible. You want it to feel like it's a post from your best friend, even though it's actually an ad. This is a real example of one of my Facebook page like campaigns. And as you can see, it looks like a post, but if you pay attention closely, you'll notice it says sponsored right here, and it has a like button. Now, The reason why this is so great is because this content feels organic, the engagement on it has been through the roof. People are treating it as if it's a normal post, even though it is still a paid ad. So when it comes to your content, you want it to look organic. The more realistic it is, the more humanized it is, the better it will perform, the more engagement you will get, and the more conversations that will come from it. So now the question is, well, how do I make content like this? Well, the easiest way to do it is simply go to your Facebook, create a private post, screenshot it, and then put it in your ad. Let me show you how. So let's say I wanted to make a post. I go ahead to my page, I click on the make a post. I'm going to click on the little rainbow button and I'm going to select whatever background I want. So I'm going to select black, and this is a example post. What I want to do is I want to change this from public to private, so only me can see it, and then hit done. And now I hit post. After that, you're just going to take a screenshot of the post. So whatever the content is, you're going to take a screenshot of it. So use your little snipping tool, whatever you have. Take a screenshot like this. And now you have the perfect post. Name it whatever you want to name it. And voila, you now have your content. It really is that simple. Don't make it hard. Now you're probably asking, well, what type of content should I use? And it's really not that hard. I usually like to do just some sort of funny and/or inspirational quote. Honestly, the most success I've ever had with a post on my personal page was this post right here, where it said, "Be happy for others. There's room for everybody to be successful." This is just a very nice post that almost anybody could resonate with. And this creative asset is what I leveraged in my own page and like campaign to generate more than 4,900 likes and followers in less than 30 days. So really just find a quote that resonates, something either really inspirational or kind of goofy will do the trick. Once you figured out which creative asset you're going to use, now we want to go ahead and we want to actually build the campaign. This is the technical part of the entire process. So first thing you want to do is you want to go to your ads manager. So I went ahead and I cleared my ads manager for this so I can show you from end to beginning how to set this up. If you don't know how to get to your ads manager, don't worry, I have a link below that will actually take you to your ads manager if it's active in your account. Just so you know, every single person on Facebook, whether they have a business or not, has an ads manager, every single person. So I promise you have one, it's just a matter of whether or not it's active. So click the link below and it should take you there if it is. Now let's go ahead and set it up. The very first thing we need to do once we're in here is we need to click on the create button. We're going to click on that and we're going to look for engagement. So there's tons of different objectives that we can do here. We're selecting engagement for this. We're going to hit continue. And now we're going to click manual engagement setup. Once you're done with that, it's going to populate the area where we're actually able to build and customize our campaign. So the very first thing I like to do is actually name my campaign. So I'm going to name it Page Like Campaign. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn on Advanced Budget Campaign. And I'm going to set this for whatever my budget is. Now, the cool thing about page like campaigns is that they are super, super inexpensive to run. You can run them for as low as $2 to $5 per day and still generate amazing results. The entire purpose of this campaign is to be set it and forget it. So when you're trying to choose an amount that you're okay with, try to choose an amount that you feel comfortable with spending every single day without ever having to turn it off. The longer you keep these campaigns running, the more success you will have. So strongly recommend, if you're trying to get likes, try to go for the long haul rather than a quick hit. $2 to $5 per day. If you do want to spend more than that, you can go as high as $20 to $50 per day and get amazing, incredible results. So for this example, I'm just going to start it at $5 per day, and then I'm going to click the next button. Now we're at the point where we're focusing on the ad set, which is where we are actually identifying our targeting audience. So for this, I like to just keep the ad set name simple. Again, Page Like Campaign. I want to make sure I'm selecting Facebook page right here and making sure the correct Facebook page is linked. From there, I want to actually focus on my audience. So when I scroll down, I'm going to have the opportunity to adjust my audience. So this is actually really easy. You don't need to narrow your audience down a lot. You're really just trying to build authority. So if you are an online business owner, I would recommend that you just let your location be the entire country that you service in. So in my example, I'm a marketing agency and I service the entire United States. So for my location, I'm going to have the entire United States. If I am a salon owner or a therapist or a dentist, I might want to focus only on the state that I reside in. I know that might sound crazy because Texas, for example, is a very large state, but all you're trying to do is just build authority in that area. It doesn't have to be in your immediate city. It doesn't have to be in your immediate zip code. It just has to be near or around you. And so what I would recommend that you do here is select the state that your brick and mortar business is in if you are a brick and mortar business. All right, so once you do that, you simply select edit right here. Select whatever state you're in if you're trying to do a state. So let's say I was a salon owner in Texas. I would select Texas, and now I would have just Texas selected, and I can see my reach here. My reach is very, very large, which means I have the potential of having a very, very effective campaign that produces very low cost results. All right, so I'm going to go back to United States. So I'm going to remove Texas, and I'm going to add in United States. Once you're done setting up your geo-targeting, you can dig deeper into your audience by going to Audience Suggestions. Click on that button and you're able to select age, gender, and detailed targeting. Now, if you're a brick and mortar business and you service most people, there's really no restriction. I would just keep this empty. If you're a online business or a business in general that focuses on only one type of person, I would probably get a little bit more specific. So, for example, if I was a salon owner that only worked with women, I would of course change the gender to only women. If I was a therapist that only worked with people who are maybe 40 to 50, for whatever reason, I would go ahead and adjust my demographic to that. So it's still a very, very large pool of people to pull from, but we are trying to pull from a more targeted audience. We don't want to get too fancy with it, right? So if you're like me though, and you are an online business who focuses really on any gender or any age group, but you maybe only work with business owners, you might want to leverage some detailed targeting. So with detailed targeting, you don't want to get too crazy with it. You just want to choose as few options as possible to try to narrow your audience down a little bit without going down a rabbit hole. So in my example, I am a marketing agency who's trying to connect with other business owners. So for me, I'm probably going to look for people that are CEOs. When I type in CEOs, there's options on the right that say either a job title, they're an employer, or it's an interest. So what I'm focusing on is CEOs and owners as a job title. So I've got CEO. I'm going to continue typing in CEO and just do a few other ones. All right, so I just selected a few options that make sense for the demographic of people I'm going after. Now that I'm done with this, I can go ahead and click the next button. And now we are at the part where we're actually setting up the creative part of your ad. This is actually going to be the easiest part. So I'm going to name my ad set. And again, I'm keeping it super simple, just page like campaign. And I'm going to scroll down. I'm going to click add media. I'm going to add an image, and I'm going to add whatever image it is that I decide to go with. So this is going to be that post that you made on Facebook that you hopefully screenshotted. From here, you're just going to select upload and then add that image in. Then you're going to click next or done. And don't worry if you see the yellow triangle, it's totally fine. It's still going to work just okay. You don't want to add any text or anything, because if you add text, guess what? It no longer is going to look like a post. It's going to look like an ad, because that text will display right above the image. So don't place any text, leave that empty. I promise it's going to be the smart thing to do. And then once you are done, simply click publish. And just like that, you're going to be good to go. It's going to publish. It'll probably take 10 minutes to 2 hours to go live. It really just depends on how long it's been since you've launched a Facebook campaign. All right, guys, that's how you set it up. That's all there is to it. Again, like I said, very, very easy, very straightforward. I really hope you liked this training. And for anybody here that would like some extra help in setting this up, use the links below, book a call with our team. We'd love to chat and help you out. I hope you guys really like this training. And if so, please, please, please like and subscribe to our channel. I promise it really does help. And for everybody else, I will see y'all in the next video. All right, guys, if you feel like you learned something valuable from this training and you'd like to see more content like this, feel free to drop a like on this video and hit that subscribe button. And don't forget to check out the links below where we have tons of free resources, including a 100% free AI marketing tool designed specifically for business owners who want to grow and scale with social media. Hope you enjoy it, and until then, I'll see you in the next video.